Hello and welcome to this week's Business Africa. I am Afolake Oyinloye. Coming up, Algeria's gas output is moving back to growth after years of stagnation. Lyon hosts a collaborative agro-business exposition to forge business links with Africa's agripreneurs. Jobs of yesterday disappear across Africa as society transforms. Algeria, a member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC and a major gas supplier in Europe, had been severely affected by the slump in oil prices and has then struggled to attract investment to help develop new fields and increase existing production. Now, recently Algeria's state energy firm, Sonatrach, announced it boosted its gas output by 5% to 135 billion cubic meters in 2017. Stefan Kunye and Lynette Bahati with the report.
Algeria's state energy firm, Sonatrach, recently disclosed its production data for the first time through a news conference. Appointed a year ago, the company's CEO has been trying to overhaul the company and increase transparency in a bid to reform the company, which has disputes over contracts with foreign firms, government routines, sluggish production and corruption scandals. In terms of export turnover that will also interest you, we have achieved $33 billion in export turnover. $33 billion, which represents a 19% increase compared to 2016. And also, it's pretty obvious it's the price effect that made us reach those numbers. In terms of imports, since I said earlier that for the first time you have seen a drop in fuel consumption, it is also a drop in imports in terms of volume. We imported 1.4 million tons of diesel and 1.5 million tons of gasoline, worth $1.8 billion, which is down from 2016. Sonatrach's ambition is to become one of the top 5 national companies in the world. Last December, it said it plans to work more closely with France Total on offshore and petrochemical projects, solar projects and oil drilling after settling disputes over profit sharing in oil and gas contracts. Algeria has been hit by the collapse of world oil prices and has had difficulties attracting investment to help develop new fields and increase current production.
Constantin Tati, oil and gas expert from Pointe-Noire, Republic of Congo, is joining us for more on that report. Welcome to the program.
I thank you.
Now, there has been an upturn in oil production in Algeria. How can you explain this?
The increase in production is first of all a national strategy. And Algeria, as you know, is a member of OPEC. We must take into account the directives of the organization. But I believe that they are in an ambitious program because production declined slightly. Between 2015 and 2017, it went from 1 million barrels a day to 1.11 million in 2017, while in 2016, 1.14 million barrels per day. They are an ambitious program, as I said. Given the oil situation, the drop in oil prices. So I believe the government is launching into intensified exploration and therefore production through massive investment. And I think they have an ambitious investment program. That is around $90.6 billion. The goal could be to reach 225 million tons of hydrocarbons in 2019. I believe that is what explains this revival of production. It is a national strategy that is undoubtedly due to the current situation.
Now, would you say this is a long-term phenomenon?
Yes, but you know that to produce oil, determining the length of production depends on the reserves you have. Algeria, for example, today, reserves are estimated at 12 billion barrels. If they produce around 1 million, we could have left for at least 2045, And then they also have a very important gas potential. I remind you, with regard to gas, the reserves are between 4,600 and 2,500 billion standard cubic meters, and they represent almost 2.37% of the world's proven reserves of gas. So the potential is there. There is still a meter in Algeria.
Has Algeria taken measures to fully take advantage of its oil production by reviewing its code, as it was recently done in Gabon?
I think that each country wants to improve this sector, taking into account the dynamism of the later contest. They have the ambition to strengthen the legal and fiscal framework, to attract more investment and improve technology, to make the most of the deposits. The objective is to relaunch exploration and production. It is a question of adapting to the new realistic market, to allow the sector to develop, and possibility of intensifying the exploration of salt gas. And it is a question of generally putting in place incentives for direct foreign investment. It will also be the occasion of functioning of the Sonatrach. It is this text which militates in favor of a reinforcement of the legal and fiscal framework in Egypt.
Well, thank you very much for those insights. The Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region hosted African and French businessmen for an international agro exhibition. Find out more after this break. Stay with us.